Hi, my name is Richard Anastasi, and I give tips for caregivers. And today, Memorial Day, I'm going to give some tips for my book, The Keys to Peace and Joy. You probably can't read it too well because it's backwards in the camera, but it's called The Keys to Peace and Joy, and it's available on Amazon. And the subtitle is Forgiveness, Gratitude, and Compassion. So I want to read a little bit about gratitude. So gratitude, I believe, is the ground for peace and joy. When we consider each thing for which we can be thankful, it's difficult to feel separated from the spirit of peace and joy. By taking into account what we already possess, we move our focus away from what we think is missing to be happy. Happiness is usually a reflection to something temporary, something, we achieved something, we got something. And we want to move from being reliant on happiness as a response to something in the external world to just being part of our internal world of love. There always appears to be something missing in our life. If we continue to focus on what's missing, we're never going to be content. Contemplative monks of the first century, after the birth of Christ, taught a simple prayer: want what you have so you could have what you want. So think about it. If your hand is full of things that you already have and you're trying to get some more things, you can't do it until you say, okay, what I have is sufficient, or at least what I have, I want it. And now I can release it, and now more things could come. But if we're just holding on so tightly to what we have and we start to worry about it, then nothing else could enter and we start to get into a spirit of scarcity. So whatever we have, be thankful for, and instead of holding on to it tightly, hold on to it loosely and maybe share it with others so that there's more room for things to enter into our lives. So it's not all about acquiring more, but it's just about holding lightly to our possessions so that they don't possess us. So what the monks were teaching is that until we are content and grateful for what we already have, there is no room for anything else to enter into our lives. Our discontent with what we already possess becomes a barrier which prevents other new things from coming into our lives. So one thing that is also true about gratitude, it becomes our ground for peace and joy. So living in a state of attitude shifts us from a continual attempt to achieve and possess more. If we're grateful for what we have, yes, it's good to continue to have goals and to want more and to continue to grow, but it's not the center of our life. The center of our life is to share our love with others and to be available in service rather than acquiring for our own sake. Why we have more when we cannot appreciate what we already have? So why keep striving for more and more and more until you realize what you have is sufficient to make you happy? And then you could go on and plan and grow more, but be at least content with what you currently have so that the growth comes from a place of joy and peace rather from, oh, I got to have more, I got to have more. So there's nothing wrong with accomplishing a goal to fulfill a mission, to live out a dream, but we have to be aware, why are we doing? What's our motivation? Are we doing something we love for the sake of doing it? Or are we doing it because someone else expects us to do it? Or are we expecting to receive a reward? Are we so focused on achievement that we no longer have time to be one with the people we proclaim to love? We're so busy that we don't spend time with family, friends, and those who have been supporting us in our lives. So particularly on a Memorial Day where so many people have sacrificed for us, it's a good time to have a memory of those who have helped us grow in our lives, and also to thank all those who sacrificed their lives for freedom. So ground yourself in gratitude and joy, and you'll find it easier to maintain a state of peace and joy. So gratitude is a key to the state of peace and joy. This is my tip for today, Memorial Day.